Portugal is a country where the women are so beautiful that the government has passed a new law called the penalty for verbal harassment, a place where homosexuality is legal and a woman can marry another woman. A country filled with strange laws and customs, and in this video we're going to explore 10 of the most bizarre facts about it, things that will undoubtedly surprise you. One of Portugal's newest laws concerns verbal harassment on the streets. In Porto, the country's second largest city, many women have complained about verbal harassment. Because of this, last year a new clause was added to Article 170 of the Penal Code, which now classifies verbal harassment as a form of sexual harassment. According to this law, any statement with sexual content can be punished with up to 1 year in prison or a fine. The amount of the fine depends on the offender's income. However, Portuguese women say they still hear phrases like, "You're so beautiful," or "Be with me," on the streets, and they are quite scared of this issue. In Portugal, as in many other countries, there are approved and prohibited names for newborns. The government has a list of Portuguese names designed to preserve the country's identity. On the other hand, some foreign names are banned in Portugal. If parents want to choose a name that is not on the list, they must obtain government approval. If the chosen name is not Portuguese, does not match the baby's gender, or could cause problems in the future, their request may be denied. Another interesting fact is that eating while walking is not considered proper behavior in Portugal. For the Portuguese, eating is a serious activity that should be done calmly and while sitting. Although street food vendors are common throughout the country, people always find a suitable place to sit and eat their meal properly. Now, before we move on to the next fact, don't forget to give this video a like. The dominant religion in Portugal is Roman Catholic Christianity. According to official statistics, 81% of the population identifies as Roman Catholic. The history of this religion in Portugal dates back more than 1,500 years, having been introduced by the Romans in the 4th century AD. During the Middle Ages, Portugal was a powerful Catholic empire and played a significant role in spreading the faith worldwide. However, religiosity in the country has declined over time, and today, about 14% of the Portuguese population identifies as non-religious. One interesting workplace custom in Portugal is gift-giving. This is neither considered a bribe nor something unusual. It is actually a sign of respect. This usually happens at the beginning of business meetings, and appropriate gifts include books, beverages, ties, or scarves. Refusing a gift is considered rude, and returning a received gift is also not acceptable. The only thing you should do is send a thank you message after the meeting. Interestingly, Portuguese companies sometimes even give gifts to their customers. Another unique Portuguese habit is eating dinner late. They usually have dinner between 8 and 10 p.m. Even restaurants in Portugal open late, and at the start of their operating hours, they often don't have many customers. Breakfast is typically at 8 a.m., lunch around 1 p.m., and snacks are eaten throughout the day. One of Portugal's interesting laws is mandatory paternity leave after childbirth. In this country, fathers must take 20 days of leave within the first 6 weeks after their child is born. This leave can be taken all at once or in separate days, but the first 5 days must be taken immediately after birth. If you love fast food, here's something fascinating about Portugal that you should know. In the city of Porto, there's a McDonald's branch known as the Royal McDonald's. This restaurant is housed in a historic building with crystal chandeliers, elaborate paintings, and stained glass windows. It's a stylish and unique McDonald's that has gained quite a reputation. The official language of Portugal is Portuguese. This language has Latin roots and is closely related to Spanish, French, and Italian. Around 260 million people worldwide speak Portuguese, and it is the official language in countries like Brazil, Angola, Guinea, and several others. Additionally, Portuguese is one of the official languages of the European Union. For those familiar with Romance languages, learning Portuguese is relatively easy. If you're someone who's always in a hurry and wants everything to happen quickly, Portugal might not be the best place for you. Here, people highly value relaxation and enjoying the moment. If you schedule a business meeting, your counterpart might show up 15 minutes late without any concern. If you visit a cafe, you might see the waiter chatting with others instead of rushing to take your order. Even in banks and government offices, things move at a slow pace. Overall, Portuguese people don't stress too much and prefer to live their lives in a relaxed and unhurried manner. If you think Portugal has elaborate breakfasts, you're completely mistaken. A typical Portuguese breakfast is just coffee and a sweet pastry, nothing more. Unlike countries like Turkey or Iran, where breakfasts are rich and varied, the Portuguese start their day simply with a cup of coffee and a traditional pastry like pastel de nata, a delicious custard tart. So if you walk into a Portuguese cafe and ask for fried eggs, cheese, honey, walnuts, and a whole bunch of other items, you'll probably just get a surprised look from the waiter. Well, friends, thanks for sticking with us until the end of this video. After hearing all these facts, what do you think? Do you believe Portugal is a good place to visit or not? If you've ever traveled to this country, be sure to share your experiences in the comments.